Good evening and welcome to. I'm your host, Linda D. Brown, and my guest this week is author. She is also one of our virtual blog tour hostess. She's one of our Blog Talk Radio show hostess. The very renowned and the very busy Michelle Cornwell Jordan will be joining us today. We're going to chat with her about her new book, SchoolNightz, and the rest of her Vampire School series. And we're going to catch up with Michelle and find out about what she's been up to, what she's got going on with her books. She's got some very exciting news about SchoolNightz and the trailer for that. So we're just waiting for Michelle Cornwell Jordan just to join us here on the Author Chat Show on Google Hangouts on Air. And again, this platform is for you authors, especially our independent authors. We definitely wanted to have a platform for you to come out and talk about your book, get your book out to our listening audience. Which of course, you know, since we're on Google Hangouts on Air Live, this live streams. So this goes all over the internet. So we definitely want to have, any authors that are having problems trying to promote their books, to please contact me. Contact me at theauthorchatshow@gmail.com. And we have a very, very great promotion package for authors. And I think it's something that you will be really interested in. It's very cost effective. And it's one of the things that I've listed in my book, the Author Chat Guide to Promoting Your Books on a Shoestring Budget. Because again, I want to remind you that if you don't invest in yourself, no one else is going to invest in you. Now, that being said, it looks like our guest has arrived on the internet. We have with us today author Michelle Cornwell Jordan. Michelle, thank you. I see you fine. I can hear you. Can you hear me okay?
I can.
Great. Can you see me and everything? Because I'm going to pretty much keep the camera on you since you are our guest. Okay. All right. Great. And Michelle, for those that listen to the Author Chat broadcast, the podcast that comes on Blog Talk Radio, they might not know you. So why don't we go ahead and get started today by you telling us a little bit about yourself?
All right. My name is Michelle Cornwell Jordan, and I am a writer as well as a radio host as well. And I think that's pretty much it.
Well, you also run Maverick Promotions, the virtual book tour, and also more services for authors. And I can't begin to tell you how important that is, because that's one of the things that I was mentioning about my show before you came on the air, especially for our independent authors, our indie publishers. We want you guys to have, excuse me, as big a platform out here as our traditional authors have. So that way your books have a great chance, because honestly, I have read some great stories, just, you know, kind of assisting our authors, Michelle, promote their books, and it's some really great talent out here. And I think it's great that, you know, that we're able to write our material and to publish our materials without having to basically navigate our ways through the gatekeepers, so to speak. You know, to be able to put out there, put out there what it is that we want out there.
And that was the reason that Maverick, you mentioned Maverick Promotions, and it's ran through Faber. And, but that was why that, as well as IndieReview Behind the Scenes, the radio show, was launched, was to provide a platform for indie authors as well as musicians. And we've branched out, into more small press as well and others. But the heart and the core was the indie authors, because there's such a, like you said, a great wealth of talent out there. But sometimes, books and authors, they get lost in the shuffle. So I think any avenue that will allow those stories to be told, I think, I'm happy for them. Whether it's, our show, and you do so much for authors, just so many people out there. So I'm grateful for those platforms.
And also for our listening audience, which of course now is the public, since we're broadcasting live, streaming on Google+. But I've also, Michelle, and I know because you, like you mentioned, you guys also assist musicians. I've actually had some authors who are also playwrights, and we've discussed and promoted the plays that they're actually doing and performing. So, Michelle, it's almost like we're the Oprah and the what's her name? She used to be on before, Kelly Ripa. So
oh my goodness, she had glasses.
She's with Hoda. Kathy Griffin, right? So we're the Hoda and Kathy of internet TV by think about it, by assisting our independent publishers, our independent authors, our independent artists, our independent playwrights, a platform to promote their work. And it goes all over the world. So
I think that's incredible.
It's awesome to be alive and involved in what we do online for such a time as this.
I know, I never forget the time I was so excited when I spoke with someone. I mean, they were across seas, and I'm thinking, how cool is this? I love my life. So yes,
I know.
Yes, and I've met so many awesome people online, and I think the writing community is so helpful. I just think that everyone's in it, together, and they're willing to help out in any way. So I've been out here since 2011, dedicated, and so I've enjoyed each and every moment of it, and I'm blessed just with everyone that I've met. So.
It has been a wonderful journey.
Yes.
And I think, honestly, like I said, now we've got Google Hangouts, which now allows us to see each other. Now, Michelle and I have been friends now for about maybe a year and a half now. And this is the time. Yeah, because I think you interviewed me when my Powerful Prayer book came out, and they came out in 2012.
Wow,
2013.
Time flies.
No, exactly. But here's what's great. Now, we've never, guys, got a chance to meet in person. But now, with Google Plus, something that we didn't even have to pay for, ta-da! Now we can and we can chit-chat, and we can sit there, and we can assist you guys and show you the different ways that we help you promote your book. But before we get started into that, let's first talk about your writing. How long have you been writing, Michelle?
Well, I've been writing, I'm going to say, since I was a child. I would scribble poems here, stories there, thoughts here and there, had little journals. And I would try off and on for years. You know how you will start, and I just couldn't finish. I was like, I need to finish. Oh, let me finish. But it was when, again, I came out in 2011. I joined into the community. And when I joined into the community, that support was just incredible. Now, I've always had the support of my family, and I love them, and my friends, but just, other authors and, going on that same journey, that really, really helped. And so I'm going to say 2011, I was that was when I really said, I'm doing this. I'm going for that, that goal, that dream. And I started with my first novella in the SchoolNightz series. Not SchoolNightz, Night School Vampire Hunter. See, I don't know and so those three novellas are just really close to my heart, and that is the compilation of SchoolNightz, the three novellas in the Night School Vampire Hunter, and I started that in 2011.
Exactly. Now, before we talk about the books, you said something that I really want to touch on because I think it's very profound. And I think because I also want to touch on it a little bit and talk about how it has really assisted me as an author. And that was that you mentioned that you connected with the community of writers and authors that we have online. And did it feel like once you realized that everybody, like you said, we were on the same journey, did it validate you as an author?
Yes.
Right.
It
you know what I'm saying?
I was able to say, oh, I'm an author. I was able to, it became real to me. It wasn't a dream, just a dream, or maybe when or one day. It was something valid. There was validity there. It was something real. It was tangible. And it just helped because, the community, and I gained confidence because I also follow on Facebook a lot of authors. We follow one another, and I would see the posts and I would just see the different things that people were doing. And so the more I saw, the more I heard, the more it birthed in me. And I'm telling you, if you're out there and you want to write, or I would say hook into a community. Whether it's writing, music, art, whatever it is, try to find a community to hook into, and that will feed you. So yes, definitely.
Now, Michelle, you've been doing this, like you said, basically since 2011. So that's about 3 years.
Yes.
How comfortable do you feel, because you're a very talented person, like I said, along with writing, you're also, you're also promoting, because you've even taught me some things, and this is pretty much what I do during the day for my day job. So when somebody else can teach me something about social media that I'm not aware of, number one, it's like, ooh, great day, because I think you should learn something every day. But that tweet chat, that was awesome. So have you thought about, I'm serious, you're in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, is that correct? Have you thought about going to your library and doing some programs there to your local library? I'm actually doing a workshop. Again, I do a lot of workshops at my local library. I also work there full time, but these are what I do on my off time. I like to give back to the library. Now, so since you and I have been doing the Blog Talk radio show for a couple of years now, I'm actually doing a thing on. So you want you want your own radio show? Do you want how to get your own radio show? Right. And we're going to talk about Blog Talk Radio, but also our library offers this very free 6-week course with podcasting that I just took that gives you a certificate at the end, and I learned so much. But I say all that to say, have you thought about volunteering to do some adult programs at your local library to get your name in that community? So that way, your books, number one, should get in your local library, and then that gives you a great place to have book signings.
Right. Well, I'm going to say that I really began with it at the end of last year, and really my focus this year is also to gain, a presence here locally, because as you were saying, I was mainly online for a couple years. That's really where I started. And so I have been to some signings at at the local libraries, and I have I have action with one of the libraries that's close to me, but I've yet to do the programs. So that is an awesome idea, and I will look at that. My books are in the library here, and I have not seen anything relating to the how-tos as you were stating. So that's a good idea,
Absolutely.
And I lost the other question. There was another one. My presence here, and
well, again, it would it would just definitely enhance your presence in your local in your local community there.
And that is definitely one of the things that I wanted to really cultivate. I am working with one of the writing groups here. For the last year I've been in a writing group, and then there's a neighboring one, and I'm beginning to work with them through the Blog Talk Radio as well.
Got
So slowly but surely, we're making baby steps.
exactly.
And it's getting out there, and I'm really excited about that. I really am. And again, another opportunity to meet some great people. And
Absolutely.
I wanted to take a moment to say this, Linda. I have every time that I come in contact with her, you know, whether it's interviews or whatnot, I do always learn something. She gives great information and techniques. And one of the things I like about you, nothing is kept to yourself. You know, you're like, you know, you learn something, I want you guys to know it. I want you to run with it as well. And I think that is the epitome of what I was saying, that, you know, I've learned online with the group, you know, the community, but you really embody it, and I really appreciate that. So thank you.
Oh, well, thank you, thank you. Now, that being said, I just ran across, and this is definitely something I want to tell you about, because I just ran across there's a community that I've also been a part of, Michelle, on the promotion side of, and they've been a tremendous help. Not only just different ways to promote your book once it's actually finished, but also how to do what we call affiliate marketing and marketing products for indie publishers and indie authors. Well, she just came out with one called the Badginator. You might have seen me talk about it on Facebook. She just released the rights for me to sell it on my website. And what it does is, if you've had a bestseller, has any of your books hit the Kindle bestsellers or Amazon?
Not yet, but fingers crossed, I'm telling you.
Oh, okay. Once your book hits a bestsellers list, it could be the Amazon, Kindle, it could be anybody's bestsellers list. You can get a badge to put on the cover of your book that's in bestsellers. Exactly. And it just makes your Amazon page, and each and every one of our authors that write and that have products for sale on Amazon should have an Amazon page.
Very cool.
Yeah, but Michelle, like I said, I thank you, number one, for the compliment, and two, like I said, you taught me that tweet chat, and I mean, guys, seriously, if you're looking for a place to promote your book as far as a virtual book tour, and we're going to talk about that. We're down to about our last about 12 minutes. So so we've talked about the book. Now you said, now tell us your genre. Let's go back to that, and then we're going to talk about your other enterprises that you're involved in. Now, your genre is basically YA. Is that correct?
Right. It's YA.
And also like a paranormal. The paranormal.
Right. Well, what I've written so far, you know, I'm veering off into some other things, but yes, it's paranormal, young adult and new adult.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. And now let me say this, and I'm just putting it out there. You guys know me. I think it's great, number one, because that is such a huge genre, great field, wide open, and you don't see too many African Americans writing in that particular genre. So right, especially, and that's really something that the African American teens can really embrace. So have they? Because I know your daughter. Tell us about your daughter.
Yes,
and tell us a little bit about how
that the idea came to me for night school, and what it is about a girl and her brother. They go to a boarding school. Well, and that was after their parents were killed, and so while there, her brother gets into trouble, and so a lot of things happens at once. She realizes she has mystical powers, and she meets a group, and then she realizes things are not exactly as it seems. So this carries over for 3 books. Of course, she meets a hot guy. You know, you always have to have that hot guy, and it goes from there. And it was really, really fun, because the reason I wrote it, because I am a big Twilight fan, and I love it. But I noticed that everything was veered towards the love of the vampire, and I said, we haven't had a slayer since Buffy. And
Mm-hmm.
so there you go. The 21st century Buffy was born
Right.
in Angel. Now, my daughter, yes, she is the one that poses for the covers, and that has really brought a depth to our relationships. She's been posing since 8th grade. She is now a junior for
Wow.
these covers, and it was just really, really, really fun. And so she became the Angel. So my thought processes wasn't, oh, I was just thinking every kid. But then I realized, yes, this gives a face
Right.
for the African American teen, because you're right, you don't see as many. I'm going to be honest, I haven't seen that many YA. I know they're out there, but it's
Mm-hmm.
not a majority.
Right.
And so I thought that, this would be great for them to see their faces,
Sure. Sure.
on a book. And so I've enjoyed working with her about, on this project, and I've enjoyed working with everyone. We actually filmed a webisode,
Okay.
and so God has blessed me with just different people's models and actors to really get into that webisode. And so it's really been just a blessing, the people that I've met on this project, and I've enjoyed it a lot. So yes.
Well, Michelle. That being said, I hope because once we finish this, my goal is to go ahead and edit it and put in my author chat information and then send it off to you. It will be available in a YouTube video.
Okay.
I hope you take that and really kind of reach out to. We had an author. I don't know if you're familiar with the author. Her pen name was L.A. Banks. Leslie Eisendale, I believe her real name was. She wrote a lot of African American vampire type genre.
Really?
Yes, and she passed away last year. I believe it was 2013 when she passed.
Oh,
It was either
I need to
2012 or
close it out.
2013. And she had a huge following. So I say that to tell people that just because seriously, just because the author is no longer there, that genre still lives on. So
Right.
huge fan base for that because like you said, Stephanie Myers, I believe it is, brought it on
Stephanie
back.
Meyer.
Yeah, with the Twilight series, but I remember a lot of it. Really telling my age here, if I go back to rushing home from school to see Dark Shadows and vampires
I never
and
watched that.
right
I remember
werewolves in the Collins family. Exactly. Okay.
all of those. I did want to give a shout out to Gothic rock artist Cecile Monique. Cecile Monique wrote a theme song. I think you have the video, video of it, for the book.
Mm-hmm.
I met Cecile, gosh, it had to be about 2 years ago when she came on our radio show, and so we developed a relationship, and she was just very kind. It was a blessing that she wrote the song, and it's the official theme song, and it's just gorgeous. It hurts my hearing because we all have playlists in our heads when we
Mm-hmm.
when we're doing we're writing our books, and that song fits. And so that was awesome. She read Kindred, the second novella in the
Okay.
series, and her song is called Kindred. So I really wanted to thank her for that. I go on Amazon and get her Kindred, so I'm grateful for that as
Absolutely.
well.
Do me a
It's been a
favor.
wonderful experience.
Absolutely. And you know what? We didn't think about that. So thank you for reminding me. When you get a chance, when this interview is over, Michelle, feel free to go to my to my Arthur Chat Facebook fan page and put the link to her Kindred or from Amazon so that we can start getting
Definitely.
sales up for that. Exactly.
Thank you. Awesome.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. As a matter of fact, I was bragging to you about one of my library patrons. I was telling her that I had a show. I told her, I said I have my own reality show. where where I actually interview real life authors. Exactly.
Yes,
And so
that's
I was kind
right.
of telling her a little bit, right?
That's right. Oprah don't have anything on us. Not just
Absolutely. So I was bragging to people, telling them that I was going to have you on the show. Now,
uh,
Michelle, like I said, another thing that you do that has been really a blessing to authors, and as a matter of fact, I'm getting ready to contact you so that I can go ahead and set it up, because I just released a brand new book. Michelle has something that she calls Maverick Promotions, and it's a virtual book tour service to assist authors in promoting their book. Michelle, tell us a little bit about Maverick Promotions.
Maverick Promotions is supported or through Fiverr. So for $5, the author can have a 5-day tour, and basically it's my blogs. Each stop, it could be a guest post, a special video Q&A, whatnot. But they have 5 stops, and also an interview on the radio podcast, the radio show, and a Twitter view chat, which is really, really fun. We actually do an interview on Twitter, and that's been a blast. And also promotion twice a day, on the social channels such as Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, all of them. And so for 5 days, they get dedicated promotion. Now, there is no charge for being on just the radio show itself. The radio show came, 2 years or before Maverick.
Exactly.
But I think the difference with Maverick is dedicated promotion for that 5 days, and then it has all the other components. And it's just again, another way to help authors get the word out.
Absolutely.
Get the word out about their books and about their creations and projects.
Right. Now, one of the reasons why your Maverick Promotions is in my newly released book, the Author Chat Guide to Promoting Your Book on a Shoestring Budget, is because for as little as $5. Now, and this is what I want my listening audience to think about and to hear me when I say this, because I get so many questions before they order, because I also offer what we call a Fiverr gig where I promote authors on the show. But for $5, you are exposing someone's book to a brand new audience,
right?
Totally out of their sphere of influence, that might have a big interest in the book. Okay, and then that book is then passed along, is tweeted to all of your followers, who then turn around and tweet it to all of their followers.
Right.
I can't begin to tell you how $5 can end up exposing your work, your product, your service into the hands of billions of people all over the world. Honestly, in less than 24 hours. Right. Just everybody tweeting it. And then, and I know Michelle does it just like I do. One thing that I always do when I'm promoting my authors on my Fiverr gig for $5, I always have the link to their Amazon page or Smashwords. If you're a Smashword author, we do you guys too, because I'm a Smashwords author. Lulu, anybody that sells books, we'll put the link there, so that way all they have to do is click on it with their mobile devices. They get right where they need to be. But I also make sure that there's an image of the cover.
Right.
I can't begin to express how important it is that that cover attracts the attention of the person that you're trying to get.
Definitely.
Absolutely. So
I'm a big believer in the visual, the connection. If you're going to do the cover, then you're on the Google Hangout, then you put them together, just because that sticks in, because people are busy, and so you have probably seconds to catch their attention. I mean, if that. So a visual will tend to catch their attention quick and very short passages. Now, I tend to sometimes go a little long, but I do try to keep it short, a little snazzy, say things a little different, more personalized. Right. Just, as if you're chatting with friends.
Exactly. And you have that down to a science. And because at first, I'm going to be real honest with you, like I said, the first time we did it, which was last year, I think it was, or earlier this year, I just couldn't get it. I felt so totally out of my element. However, you then explained it to me again this last time around. It was like, oh, okay. And I can actually take my time and respond back. So, believe it or not, our time is up for today, but I do
Okay.
First of all, Michelle, thank you for coming on the show.
I enjoyed it.
So let's mention all of your books so that our listening audience can go right to Amazon and download your copies of, because your books are available in paperback and the Kindle. Is that
Yes,
correct?
they are. Amazon, Smashword as well. You've got
Exactly.
SchoolNightz, which is
Okay.
the Night School Vampire Hunter series. My full-length novels, Chrysalis.
Chris.
I have a new adult, Tormenting novella, and I have a story that's in that has been published by Pagans Writers Press, first story, and that's an anthology. And so they're all on Amazon. I'm always on Facebook. You can catch me on Twitter a lot at MCJordan37. And my blog is Indie Writers Review, and radio show Indie Review Behind the Scenes. So I think that's all the links there. So
and what about your
website? I'm sorry?
And what about your website?
Your my website. Oh, you would ask such a tough one because it's got this long thing. So the best thing to do is catch me on Facebook, and I'll send you the link if you want it.
Okay.
I am terrible with that, but guys, come by and chat. I love to talk, and I'm really excited, and I'm excited. I hope to come back to the author chat because in a couple months I release a new novella series, the Moon series, and it's Race for the Moon, and I'm going more dystopian. Dystopian is steampunk, so I'm really excited about that one.
Awesome. Well, Michelle, thank you so much for coming on the show. As always, it's been a pleasure. Like you said, it's like talking to an old friend. I can't believe 32 minutes, believe it or not, has actually went by. I do want to remind you, if you go to our Author Chat Facebook fan page and just post all your information there, links to your books, get that information out there. I set that up exactly for my authors. I wish you the best of luck, and I know I'll be chatting with you. And let me ask you this. Have you thought about adding Google Hangouts on Air as part of your virtual book tour?
Yes, actually, in October.
Okay.
In October, we will be adding any review behind the scenes TV will come to Google Hangouts, and that will be part of Maverick Promotions.
Exactly, because guess what? We are actually on TV, which is why now I got to get the hair together, get the body.
You know what I'm saying? Because I've been fiddling.
Tell me about it. Oh, all right. Well, thanks so much for coming on the show. Again, this is author Michelle Cornwell Jordan. A total pleasure. We'll definitely have you back on as soon as we can on the Author Chat show, sweetie. Take care.
Have a good one. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Good night.